why is this year's IOC particularly important?
Because if it's focused on global supply chain work, generally it's more primarily just one sector, but this time it's focused on the whole global supply chain network, and that makes it very different than previous times.
Okay. And is the discussion moving in the direction of regulation, or are we seeing it blocked by the employers?
I think you see the workers are now. I think the employers are looking for their interests, and the workers are fighting for theirs, which is greater regulation and creating universal standards.
Okay. And so from a worker's standpoint, the most important thing to work towards is binding legislation.
Yeah, an international convention would be exactly what the workers want, and I think that's the best direction to go.
Sound. And so, I mean, if you could pick 2-3 things that would really change life as a worker in supply chains, what would they be?
I think a global inspectorate that can actually, with enforcement mechanisms, the ability to collective bargaining, ensure that each level of supply chain has collective bargaining, and I think those are two of the main ones.
Two crucial ones. And presumably, therefore, you'd like to see a big role for government.
Yeah, the governments, but as well, I think the main thing is the international convention, creating good national standards that are created at the national level, but as well internationally, the convention that has, an international framework, and then enforcement mechanisms that are able to actually apply the thing that.
So, enforcement's obviously an important word. What we need is something to hold people accountable, right?
Yes, that is exactly what it would be.
Okay, key word. You mentioned earlier business interests. Why do you think business have an interest in not having regulation?
I think right now the businesses, the multinational enterprises, they are used to it. They are moving a lot of their businesses north. So right now they're driving kind of wages down. It's kind of a race to the bottom. So they're moving from the global north and going to the global south, and they can exploit workers at even lower wages. They go to different countries. They may start in this country. Well, let's go here. Now we can go even lower. Now we can go to this country and even lower. And it's like playing hopscotch, just going to different countries and finding the lowest possible wage. It's a race to the bottom.
So they're hopping around for the cheapest and most exploitable workers to make the most money.
That's correct.
Right, fair enough.